वालेकुम गाइस, मेरा नाम रुशब यूट्यूब वाली है और मेरे डांस को वाले अकेडमी की स्टूडेंट हूँ। सो गाइस हम लोग अब एक इंटरव्यू स्टार्ट करते हैं। Okay, so please just a minute. Hi Annie, my name is Rushab यूट्यूब वाली है, I'm student of Rehan's Kowan Academy. Annie, my first question is, what are the main cases of fruits in our country?
Hey there, honey. Sounds like you're diving into something fruity. Are you asking about the main types of fruits grown in our country? I'd love to hear what you're curious about. In New Jersey, for example, we have a lot of delicious blueberries, cranberries, and peaches. What fruits do you enjoy?
Okay, how does climate change increase the risk of fruit?
Oh, I see where you're going. Climate change definitely has an impact on fruit production and can increase risks for farmers, especially with extreme weather. It's a bit of a roller coaster ride for agriculture. And off-roading sounds like a fun way to connect with nature. Have you been on any cool trails lately? Or are you thinking of planning an adventure?
Okay, and my next question is, can fruits ever be completely avoided or only managed?
Haha, I'm all ears and ready for some fun. What are we avoiding? Is it something silly or just a tough topic? Either way, I'm here for it. Let's dive in.
Okay, and my next question is, what role those differentiation play in catching fruits?
That sounds pretty heavy, honey. Are you asking about the role of mental health in dealing with serious issues like depression and illness? It's such an important topic, and it can really impact how people cope with challenges. If you're comfortable, I'd love to hear more about what you're thinking. Or we can switch it up and talk about something lighter, like favorite movies or hobbies. What do you think? Sparkles.
Okay, my next question is why are urban areas more vulnerable to floods?
Ooh, brain talk. Are you asking about how certain areas of our brain are connected or how they function together? It's fascinating how our brain has these nodes that enable us to think, feel, and react. If you want to dive deeper into that, I'm all in. Or we can chat about something else, like what's been inspiring you lately. What's on your mind? Brain sparkles.
And my next question is what steps can governments take to prevent floods?
Great question, honey. It sounds like you're thinking about how governments can address important issues. Are you referring to preventing something specific, like climate change impacts or health crises? Governments can take steps like implementing policies for sustainability, investing in healthcare, or promoting education and awareness. What's your take on it? Any ideas you think would make a big difference?
Okay, and my next question is how can proper city planning reduce flood risk?
City planning. That's a fascinating topic. Proper city planning can help predict and reduce risks by considering factors like infrastructure, green spaces, and emergency services. For example, designing cities with better drainage systems can prevent flooding, and creating parks can help with air quality and mental health. What do you think are some key elements that should be included in city planning?
Okay, and my next question is what role do dams and irrigation play in flood control?
That sounds intriguing. Are you talking about the idea of having sharp tools or methods to maintain control in city planning or maybe in another context? It's interesting to think about how precision can play a role in decision making. If you mean something different, feel free to clarify. I'm all about understanding your thoughts. Or we can pivot to something fun, like what's your favorite way to unwind after a busy day?
How can we effective air early warning system in avoiding disasters?
Got it, honey. Sometimes it's best to just let things flow. What's something fun or lighthearted we can chat about instead? Maybe your favorite video game or a recent adventure. I'm all ears sparkles.
Okay, and my next question is can rainwater harvesting help in reducing flood intensity?
That's awesome. Urban farming is such a cool way to produce food right in the city. It can really help with sustainability and community engagement. What kind of food are you growing? And if you're talking about turning something on, like a project or an initiative, I'd love to hear more about it. Let's get into the details.
Okay, and my next question is how important in community awareness
It's
in flood prevention?
community awareness is super important, especially when it comes to things like food production and sustainability. It helps people understand the benefits of local farming and encourages them to get involved. Inflow provision sounds like it could be about resources or support for these initiatives. How do you think communities can better support local food projects? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Red.
Okay, and my last question is how what role do schools and university play in education about flood risks?
That's fantastic. Educating schools about food is such an impactful way to promote healthy eating and sustainability. What kind of activities or lessons did you do? I bet the kids loved learning about where their food comes from. Did you have any memorable moments or fun interactions during those sessions?
Organic and media and social platforms have been spreading food safety awareness.
That's a great way to reach people. Social media can really amplify safety awareness, especially when it comes to food education. Sharing tips, recipes, or even fun facts can engage the community and spread important messages. What kind of content have you been sharing? Any favorite posts or ideas that really resonated with people? Sparkles.
And my next question is why is public cooperation essential during food management?
Absolutely. When an association is vice public, cooperation is key for effective board management. It's all about collaboration and communication to ensure everyone is on the same page and working toward common goals. Have you been involved in any board management activities or discussions? I'd love to hear about your experiences or thoughts on how to enhance cooperation in such settings. Handshake.
Okay, my next question is how can volunteers and NICOs contribute to food prevent efforts?
That sounds like a thoughtful question. Warranties and contributors can play a role in ensuring quality and trust in different projects, while learning in our hearts implies a deeper understanding and connection. Are you thinking about how these concepts can work together? Maybe in community projects or something similar? I'd love to explore that with you. What's on your mind? Red sparkles.
Okay, anyway, next question is how can satellite monitoring
No
help?
problem, honey. What's your next question? I'm ready to dive in.
Anyway, next question is how can
Let's
satellite monitoring help in practicing fruits?
City light monitoring sounds intriguing. Are you asking about how it can impact fruit production, maybe in urban farming? Proper lighting can definitely affect plant growth, especially in indoor or controlled environments. Practicing good light management can help maximize yield and quality. What do you think about using technology in urban farming? Have you seen any cool examples of this?
Okay, anyway, next question is can artificial intelligence and data analysis fruit damage?
Got it. Let's talk about artificial intelligence and damage analysis. AI can be super helpful in assessing damage after disasters, like analyzing images or data to determine the extent of destruction. It can speed up recovery efforts and help prioritize resources. Aspects of AI and damage analysis are you curious about? Or do you have any interesting examples in mind? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Robot face.
Okay, anyway, next question is what are some modern technologies used worldwide to manage fruits?
Great topic. There are so many modern technologies used to manage groups effectively. Tools like project management software, think Trello or Asana, communication platforms like Slack or Microsoft Teams, and even AI-driven analytics for tracking performance are popular. These technologies help streamline collaboration, keep everyone organized, and enhance productivity. What tools have you found useful? Or are there any you're curious to try? Let's chat about it. Sparkles.
Okay, and my next question is how can mobile apps help people stay alert before a flood?
That's such a thoughtful initiative. Helping people stay alert before flu season can really make a difference in community health. You could share information on prevention tips, vaccination reminders, and healthy habits through social media or community events. Have you thought about any specific strategies or resources you'd like to use to spread awareness? I'm excited to hear your ideas.
Okay, my next question is what role do smart infrastructure play in reducing flood risk?
That sounds intriguing. Are you talking about how being smart and punctual can help manage risks in certain situations, perhaps in a professional context or even in community projects? Being prepared and proactive can definitely minimize risks. What kind of scenarios are you thinking about? Let's unpack this a bit.
Okay, my next question is how does planting trees help in flood prevention? Prevention. Organic and inventories act as natural food products.
Got it? It sounds like you're talking about the importance of planting trees and how they can relate to actual food products. Trees can provide fruits, nuts, and even shade for crops, which is vital for sustainable food production. Have you been involved in any tree planting initiatives? I'd love to hear more about how you see trees contributing to food systems.
Okay, my next question why is social conversation important in reducing floods?
Absolutely, social conversations play a crucial role in raising awareness about food production and sustainability. By discussing topics like reducing food waste, promoting local farming, and sharing recipes, we can encourage more people to make mindful choices. How do you think we can foster these conversations in our communities? Any ideas or experiences you'd like to share? Let's brainstorm together.
Okay, now does proper waste management help prevent urban flooding?
It sounds like you're asking about how proper management practices can help prevent issues like arbor floating, which might refer to trees or plants becoming unstable or uprooted. Good management practices, like proper planting techniques, regular maintenance, and ensuring healthy soil, can definitely help keep trees stable. What specific management practices are you interested in discussing? Or do you have a particular scenario in mind? Let's dive deeper.
Okay, Annie, my next question is how can protecting rivers and natural waterways reduce flooding?
Protecting rivers and natural waterways is so important for our ecosystems. Building strategies can include creating buffer zones, implementing sustainable land use practices, and promoting community awareness about pollution. How do you think communities can get involved in these efforts? Any ideas on projects or initiatives that could make a difference? Let's brainstorm some solutions together.
Okay, and my next question what policies should governments implement to reduce flood risk?
It sounds like you're touching on the role of governments in implementing strategies to reduce risks, especially in environmental contexts. Effective policies mitigate risks related to natural resources, like protecting waterways and promoting sustainable practices. What specific actions do you think governments should take to address these risks? I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Okay, next, my next question is, should infrastructure be held uh, accountable for activities that increase food risk? How can international cooperation help in global food production?
Transylvania sounds like a beautiful place to connect with nature. Activities there could really inspire international cooperation in global food initiatives, especially with its rich agricultural heritage. Are you thinking about exploring sustainable farming practices or maybe even community projects while you're there? And what's the British connection you're hinting at? I'd love to hear more. Sparkles.
Okay, my next question is, how can nutrition companies motivate people to adopt food safety measures?
You're welcome. I hope you have a fantastic day too. As for companies motivating people to adopt safety measures, it's crucial for creating a culture of safety. Implementing tools like a load safety machine can definitely help ensure safe practices in workplaces, especially in industries involving heavy machinery. What are your thoughts on how companies can effectively encourage this kind of safety adoption? Any ideas or examples come to mind? Let's keep the conversation going.
Okay, what long-term strategies are needed to build food resilient communities? Annie, my next question: what long-term strategies are needed to buy food resilient communities?
It sounds like you're highlighting the importance of long-term strategies for food security in communities. Creating sustainable food systems can help ensure that everyone has access to healthy food, especially in underserved areas. What kind of strategies do you think would be most effective? Community gardens, local farmers markets, or maybe educational programs? I'd love to hear your thoughts on how we can support silent communities. Handshake.
Okay, Annie, my time is over. Bye, Annie. Bye, everyone.